Piyush Roy, welcome to another episode of Evolution X. Today we will try to dive deeper into career and success. So, what do you think is success in modern day life according to you?
That's a very inappropriate question to ask someone who's not successful himself.
No, I asked you the question because I consider you successful, actually.
Okay, thank you so much for that. So, still, if I have to answer the question, success is a relative concept, right? There are various definitions of success among different groups. When I say groups, it can be a societal group, it can be a union of common interests like a business group or a political group or something on that ground, right? And the definition of success will vary from each group to the other. I'll give you a very short example. In a family where everyone is a doctor and one of the family member turns out to be an engineer, right? Okay, I'll give some respectable this thing, maybe an author, right? So even if he's earning good, he's making a good life out of it, he's living well, he's happy about whatever he or she is doing, right? The family may consider the person as unsuccessful, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when we talk about success, it's a relative thing. What according to me is a success? If you are living joyfully, right? If you're experiencing your life in a very absolute way, if you are happy doing whatever you are doing, if you are able to spend time with your family, if you're able to go after your pursuit, I genuinely believe you are successful to some extent.
Okay, so that's what you are doing. And so basically, you are saying that it's an overall life, like balanced in all phases.
Life should
Do you
be
mean
balanced.
Like you define all spheres, love, life, career, family, like you touched on all aspects that when you have all that, then a person is successful.
I won't say that. Again,
Mhm.
it's a choice, right? So for someone who is not yet having a love life, just because he's not having one, we can't say they are unsuccessful. Right? Whatever consciously they are choosing for themselves and they're happy about it, that should be a definition of success for them, at least from my understanding. Right?
Okay, that's really interesting. Like whatever the person has chosen and has attained it is successful.
I won't say that because desires come with a lot of layers, right?
Mhm.
So we're not talking about desire. What we're talking about is what's available to you and whether you are available 100% to that.
Okay, so being present, like 100% experiencing whatever you have or whatever your goal is or whatever your conscious.
I'll put down that in simple words, right?
Mhm.
If you're joyful doing whatever is there with you,
Hmm.
right? In
You are
that
successful.
moment, you are successful.
Wow, that was. If you're joyful doing whatever you have at that moment, you are successful. Oh, that's
Or simple, whatever
Hmm.
is being required to be done.
and you are doing it joyfully.
You're
You are
doing it
successful.
because it's necessary to be done, right?
Joyfully is.
Yes, and you are in joy, you are blissed out, right? Don't think that you shouldn't be called as a successful person, right?
Wow, that was really good answer. Now, success, like we defined it for the whole life. What do you think success is in career?
Success is success as in career is, again, whether you are giving in your 100%, you're happy doing what you're doing. And see, a very important aspect of career is it will give you something which will help you to sustain in a day-to-day world.
Hmm.
They'll give you money. You can use money to buy yourself a comfortable life.
Hmm.
So if you are doing something which is helping you maintain a decent life and you are enjoying doing that, right? I believe there is no reason why you should not be called as a successful person. Again, the definitions may vary, but that's least of my concern. So that's what my opinion is.
So it is giving you a fulfilling life and you are enjoying doing what you're doing.
Career never gives you a fulfilling life.
Like it gives you the money to.
Whether your life is fulfilled or not,
Hmm.
it's your understanding.
It's
It's
a
your
perspective.
prerogative, right? Career can never give that. Suppose you need 50,000 rupees a month to live decently well.
Hmm.
Now, even if you're an engineer or a doctor or an author or a musician, career is not giving you a purposeful or satisfied life. It's how you are making your life satisfied, right? But the money required to fuel the real world things like your expenses, your things, right? That's coming from career. So, career does not gives you a fulfilled or satisfied life. The question is whether you are happy doing whatever you are doing or not. Fulfillment of life is into one's hand, irrespective of what he or she is doing, or even if he or she is doing nothing. Career does not have any relation with that, I believe.
You said there are two parts of
Hmm.
success. One is the money and one is enjoying doing what you do.
No, I never said about money. Money is
Like-
important.
Hmm.
Money is very important because it gives you a comfortable life, right?
Hmm.
So there are many people who are not having any money, any decent money. For example, saints. Would you call their life is not successful?
I will call them successful, yes.
In a way, they are, right?
Hmm.
So money is required because you want to live a comfortable life.
Will you call them that they have a career in like a modern career?
Modern career again is a very ambiguous word. What do you mean by modern career?
Doing work for the capitalist economies and government or anything contributing to the society for the growth and economy.
You are doing farming on your land
Hmm.
for self-sustenance, and whatever is left over you sell to the market.
Hmm.
You're not having a career.
They do contribute to the economy by selling it.
But that's not purely for that, right? You are on a subsistence economy.
Mhm.
Is that not your career?
Yeah, that can also be defined as a career. Yeah.
See, today the definition of career somehow has been limited to professional services,
Yeah.
manufacturing services, agriculture services, right? Career is something where you devote a certain percentage of your time, right? So that it contributes to the larger scale, the larger market,
Hmm.
the larger good for the people, right? And if that's not being done, it's not a career, right? You cannot you cannot start a company, you cannot run a company if it's not creating a value. So likewise, when we are talking about saints or people into such businesses, right? They're also creating impact. They're also doing value addition, just that they don't have an enterprise. So just because they don't have an enterprise, can we say that they are not having a career,
Yeah, they have career.
right?
Yeah.
But they don't have a lot of money. So money and your fulfilled life, I don't see a direct connection there, right? Money will give you enough to lead a good life. Now, what's the definition of your good life? Again, varies
Mhm.
according to your desire, your social status. Now, how to have a conscious control over, a conscious choice over your social status, your thought process is a different thing altogether. It's a different dimension.
Hmm.
But job, your career will give you a money, right? Some money. And you can use that money to buy yourself a life of your choice. But whether you are fulfilled into your career, right, depends upon how you are perceiving it. There are many people who are getting big paychecks, but they're not happy doing that, right? There are many examples like that. I won't name one. But what's happening? They are having a career. They're being paid really well. They're living a lavish life according to what definition of lavish is by society. But they're not happy. Are their life fulfilled? No. So these are two separate terms, two separate dimensions, right? So let us not entangle them.
Okay. What do you think is the importance of money then in this context?
Money is as important as fuel in car. You need money to fulfill your basic requirements, because the kind of world we are living in today requires money, and which is fair, because resources are limited, desires are unlimited. If you don't have a mechanism which keeps a check and balance on that, the world may become chaotic, right? To regulate that, the concept of money is a wonderful concept, and that's the importance and role of money in an individual's life.
Yeah, got that. Exchange of values is money.
Sorry, come again on that.
Exchange of potential value.
It's not about value.
Holding, like, money is often defined as a potential value that you are able to give to the society. That's
Again, I mean, I'm not very through with what your definition, right? So you see, for me, money is your purchasing power.
That comes from how much value you are able to give to the world.
One way. If you're robbing a bank, you're not adding value, but you still have money. Right. But yes, to a good extent, your definition is right.
Sense.
Yes.
Like, it was defined by that. If you know John and Missy Butcher, John Butcher gave this definition of money. So, okay. So, your perspective on money is good. So, what do you think about abundance of money? Like, is it a concept, or like it is a general concept that if you feel abundance of money, then you will have a lot of money, and if you feel a lack of money, then you will have a lack of money. If you feel lack of abundance, then you will have a lack of money. And one important thing I wanted to discuss with you is that there is always someone out there who knows how to make $1 million this month. There's someone out there who knows how to make $1 billion this month. Like, they have some knowledge that we lack. So do you think that if the pursuit of that knowledge is good, or not good or bad in moral sense, but if we had that knowledge, we would have that money? Do you agree with that? And what's our perspective on this thing?
Okay. So when you say when we feel that money is in abundance, right? We have a lot of money. And when we feel that money is not in abundance, we don't have money.
Abundance in the world.
I know that.
Abundance mindset.
Right. So again, yes, you coined a very right term, mindset here. How our this mechanism works is, whatever we want to do in life, first we do it in our mind. Right?
Yeah.
And that's being called by some people as manifestation and visualization and whatnot, right? So to an extent, you're right. Whatever we think, our life will become like that. Not today, but over a period of time.
Yeah.
If we believe that life is easy for me, I don't know how, I don't know when it will become easy. But if you firmly believe that your life is easy, someday your life will really start becoming easy for you, right? It may not mean that there won't be hurdles. It also may mean that your ability to face those challenges or hurdles, becomes very high. And that's when you say my life is easy, right? Coming to the second part, the skills of having or making $1 million or $1 billion this month. See, making money
that was just an example that I gave.
Okay. So if that's an example, that's all right. So again, it's all about what you think. If you believe that making money is a real hard thing, your mind will try to find ways to prove you that it's actually really hard. See, a logical argument against this philosophy or theory is, I say that making money is very easy.
Yes.
Right? But some people may come to me and say that you don't have $1 million in your bank account. If it is so easy for you, why you don't have millions of dollars, right? When we manifest something, right, we work for it, and results don't come overnight. But if you don't have the right mindset, results may never come. And it's proven that whatever we think about, our life becomes that way. It's scientifically proven. There are many researchers around. One can find a number of researchers on internet, right? So when it is proven that what we think is what our life becomes, and what we have to think or what we have to believe, it's our call. There is no philosophy on that. Someone can believe making money is hard. I can believe making money is easy. And both are right. No one is wrong. Over a period of time, their life will turn out to be like that. You see, a lot of people really struggles in their career, in their relationships, just because they have, their thought process is like it's very difficult. My wife doesn't understand me. My parents don't understand me. My boss doesn't understand me. When you say that multiple times to yourself, you are actually manifesting that in your mind. And your minds are finding excuses, reasons to justify your statement. Over a period of time, your life will really become like that. It's not like something will change in the external environment. Not necessarily be the case. But your abilities may go down to handle those issues efficiently, thereby making your life more difficult. And vice versa for the other thought as well. Now, no one claims that life is easy or hard, or making money is easy or hard, or relationship is smooth or difficult. It's your prerogative, right? It's your choice. Whatever the hell you want to think, you think about it. You keep thinking about it. You start believing on that. You manifest that. You visualize that. One day your life will become like that. That's the thing, what I believe.
Okay, so I got your perspective. It's really good, and it's quite whole. Do you think some people know how to make money fast? What is your perspective on that? Like, there are millionaires who got $1 million in a 4 years of a span, and they did it, and they also sell how they did it. Like, there are people. So what do you think on that? Like, some people believe it will take them 10-20 years, while some have a mindset that I can do it in 2-3 months, or like 2-3 years, sorry for month. Even there might be people who believe in month, but anyway, we will take a year. What do you think about that?
See, the speed at which you'll make money, right?
Like, my point is that, is there a knowledge that you think that we can get to do that? Is that a knowledge gap?
No, I won't say that. See, I've never seen a person claiming that this is a process of making fast money. The only skill sets which I feel is required to make money, not fast money or slow money, to make money is consistency, diligence, smart work, acquiring right skill sets, and being ready to learn, and more skills like that. Now, the rate at which you'll make money, right, will depend on a lot of factors. I'll give you a very simple example. There are a lot of companies who are making sanitizers even before COVID. And suppose they are making X amount per year, right? Suddenly, COVID hit the global economy, right? And the person A started a sanitizer making business. Due to circumstances, in the first year itself, he made 10x. What's the industrial average, right? X is the industrial average pre-COVID. The person started in 2020, maybe January, February, right? And he or she made, say, 10x. Now, will you say that while making sanitizers, you can make this amount of money in this amount of time? That'll be wrong, right? Because there was a situational factor. Now, we all know that this situation existed, and we may say that, this is an exception. But we do not know all the external factors. There may be hundreds and thousands of factors, playing a role in what will happen next to your business, your life. And we cannot acknowledge that, we cannot uncover all of them, even if we try to. And we don't need to do that as well. We just need to be there. We need to add value. We need to do some, why the business is in existence at the first place, right? Because external factors we cannot control. 100%. To an extent, we may have some control, right? So there is no time-bound mechanism of making money, is what I would say. For some people, some things click really fast. They scale up really fast. For the next person, right, doing the same thing, equally capable, right? It may take a bit longer.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I don't know. Neither do I believe that there is a method, or there is some piece of knowledge which you can acquire and you can make fast money. Right? Because speed is dependent upon a lot of external factors.
Yeah, I completely agree. Like, there are external factors. There is a play of luck as well. Like, some person started that sanitizer company just then, and he started a few months ago, and he didn't know that COVID was coming, but he did make a shit ton of money.
That can be one situation where the person was unaware about COVID.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you another situation where a person started knowing, that something of this may be required in future.
Prediction.
Yeah, he or she is following news through China and WHO guidelines and the rate at which the virus is spreading, right? And he or she took a calculated risk. The risk turned out to be in their favor. That's it. Right? Either ways, someone will call it luck. Someone may call it a calculated risk. What the person will call it will depend upon their
own mindset.
Mindset, correct.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a very good question. Calculated risk and prediction, right prediction. Do you believe that if someone enters a right market, maybe a right industry, then they are more capable of making more money? Like example, in the digital economy over the last decade, many people have become really rich, like with the internet scale and the internet.com boom is these things. They have produced much more wealth over last decade than it was ever produced in the many decades.
Right. See, change is the law of nature, right? So things will change.
Yeah.
Now whether you have to be at the right place at the right time, definitely you should. Everyone should, right? But you cannot time the market. Right? You should know what's going on, how the dynamics are changing, and you should adapt accordingly to it. If Nokia was, open to adapt to the changing market scenarios, it still would have been maybe the largest market share holder. Right? So dynamics change. Change has to happen. If you're aligning with the change, that's a good thing, and that's something everyone should do. But having said that, you cannot time the market. I'm making this change, whether this time is right or not. You cannot do that. So timing the market is not possible, but of course, changing according to the changing situations is a must. Now, talking about people who make a lot of money in the digital era, right? So I believe that they were the first mover. They again took calculated risks. They got some returns. They multiplied it. They scaled it up. And now they're teaching other people doing that. But does that mean everyone will get money in digital space? That's a very important question. Will every person, every individual, every Tom, Dick and Harry coming into the digital space ecosystem will make as much money? Is it a general norm? I don't think so, right? Because again, there are a lot of factors. If you see a digital coaching industry today, it's very populated. It's cutthroat competition, at least for people who are not innovating or who are not customer centric. Becoming a niche leader today is more valuable. Being general 5, 8 years, 10 years ago, right? It was a norm. You can be a generalist and people will still buy from you. Thereafter, people started going down to the niche and becoming specialist of something. Today, there is an era going where people buy from people. They're not interested in buying from brands. They believe in a brand because of their brand story, right? People are buying stories, not products and services, because there are a lot of offers. There are a lot of varieties to choose from. What will you buy? You'll buy something that connects with you. What connects with a human? A story, right? So that's why this whole noise about being customer centric, making your marketing campaigns, advertisements more human centric, more human friendly. We are talking about these things, right? Me coming from marketing industry has a good understanding of this thing, right? And I personally see how dynamics are changing. So you definitely have to be at the right place at the right time, right? And you must consciously exercise that option. But again, having said that, timing a market is not possible, according to me.
Do you think working in the, if two people put same amount of work, one is in a traditional form of jobs, one is in a new form of jobs like AI and based around internet, like traditionals mean teachers and normal professors without internet. So which do you think that same amount of work will result in more career growth, more money?
See, if there exists a traditional job, right? It exists because there is a demand in the market. Let us get this fact very straight. When people say AI will come, it will disrupt this, it will end that, right? They're making assumptions, pure assumptions. Even if with the advent of AI and automation, digitization and whatnot, there are some jobs which are still existing in the market because market demands that. Let us take a look at the edtech industry. In 2019-20, people were assuming that offline coaching businesses will go away, it will be completely wrapped up, school systems will be closed, online education will flourish, that's the future, let's invest, this, that, and people invested heavy money into that thing, right? Today, when the lockdown is over, right, people are turning back to the offline education business, establishments. Offline coaching is going boom, right? So see, in a certain business, you have to understand what is the offering, right? Sometimes offline is necessary. The kind of interaction we are having sitting face to face may not be as fruitful, at least today, right? Doing it digitally or virtually. So when we say ki, what's the growth perspective, that's a very open-ended question. A traditional person, a traditional business can flourish as well as a digital business, right? Now it again will come down to what industry we are talking about, what exactly is the work profile we are talking about. So there are a lot of variables upon which this degree of growth will depend. So there is no general answer to this, right? According to today's market, I can confidently say that education in offline business is doing well, doing better, as has people's confidence, has their trust more compared to an online education business.
Yeah, agreed.
But so was not a case 2 years ago, and so may not be the case 5 years down the line, right? So a general opinion on this is not possible, is what I believe. If you talk about education, industry specific, sector specific, then we may have some opinions around it, depending on what's going around, right? So yeah, that's my take on that. So I don't have a general answer on this.
Okay, so you have there can be no general answer. That was, that is completely true. I agree with that. Now, what do you think about normal jobs versus the freelance economy, the gig economy that's going on right now? Like you are in both of them and you have your feet dipped in both of them. That's why you are very good for that.
See, there is again no general answer to this. Both traditional jobs and gig economy, right? has their own sets of pros and cons. It's not that either of them is right or wrong. Both are good, both are bad in different aspects. It depends upon the individual, what his circumstances warrant for, what he or she is expecting from life, what are the entry barriers they have to consider, what is their education level, what are their skill sets, what is their other conditions. For example, a differently abled person may not be able to commute daily to work, go work, come back. So for that, if he or she has relevant skill sets, entering a gig economy where you have location independence, right, makes more sense. But if you can go to, if you are if you're a mechanical engineer, right, and you're working in a factory, and you have the relevant skill sets to deliver at a factory, right? Why would you, go to the gig economy thing? You work in a factory, you will grow really well, right? What are the constraints? See, what are the confusions? I'll tell you. People will think, I'll do a traditional job and then I'll do something of my own and I'll make more money. If that's the case, you can definitely explore something, right? But you can get the same growth in a traditional job, completely traditional job as well, if that takes care of all the other factors you are looking for. You're comfortable going to office, you're okay with that lifestyle. I don't think there is something which can stop you, right? Likewise in the gig economy as well. So it's nothing like this is good, that is bad, right? Both has their own set of pros and cons. So I know a few people, I'll tell you, they are so frustrated with work from home culture. They say, I need to see people. I need to go out, I need to go to office, I need to talk to people, I need to be around a room full of people, I need that noise, clutter. Which says that they are not okay with the gig economy. Sitting isolated at home, working on laptop, they're not okay with that, right? So again, a personality perspective also comes into picture. So we cannot say that this is good, that is bad. Both comes with their own set of pros and cons. Talking about the future, traditional jobs will also flourish. Gig economy will also follow upon. There will be a combination of both. What individual will choose will depend upon a lot of factors. One advice that I would like to give here is, do not choose one of it just because someone else is doing. See what's right for you. What are your expectations? What do you expect from life? Right? What are you comfortable doing? And then choose one thing for you. Growth opportunities, money-wise also, is ample. Good work culture, independence, freedom. It's not like if you're working for a company, an organization, you are a slave. There are some really good companies out there in the market who gives you the dignity you deserve, will give you the freedom that you need, right? So my question is, what's wrong working with that organization as a full-time employee in like a traditional job? I don't see any challenge there, right? So choose your career wisely. That would be my one advice to whosoever is watching this video.
Yeah, that was a very wholesome answer. Yeah, there are both pros and cons in freelance or a normal traditional job. And I, of course, agree with all your points here. But do you think that there is more growth in the gig economy? Like with time span, like I have seen individuals who within a year are earning in easily few lakhs. I have seen like more than one person, and which in a traditional job is, I think, really difficult. What do you think about that?
In traditional job, there are other factors than your skill sets, your knowledge, and experience definitely plays a very crucial role. So you may not have exponential growth, at least when you are starting up in a traditional job. But if you have the right skill sets, you can make that happen in a gig economy. You have the right skill sets, you can show that to people. People are willing to give you projects. You are delivering projects as per expectations, and you are growing. As simple. But suppose you join and this is for 98% of the company. There are 2% organizations in the world who can give you the same acceleration in terms of growth, even if you're a fresher, right, being in a traditional job. But yes, such companies are limited, of course, right? Usually there is a defined process, defined path of growth. You will walk upon that. Your number of years matters most, right? What skills you have, what extracurriculars you have, that's there on paper. Somehow they have not yet converted that into a growth factor, right? A lot of things, money wise as well, hierarchy wise as well, right? So definitely there is a gap which is there in the traditional workspace. But having said that, there are advantages. It gives you stability. In gig economy, right, the ambiguity is higher. So again, we are on the same page. There are pros and cons, but definitely the growth perspective which you talked about, if you're excellent and phenomenal a person who can deliver like that, even a company will acknowledge it and will help you grow fast.
Stoppable person, no one can stop, whether it's a gig economy or job economy. But in generally, over a span of all the companies, if we see the average, then gig economy will give you higher profit in the lower time. But overall, you will be the same.
No, I won't say that again. See, again, we are on the same topic. Whether changing your domain according to the market thing will give, for example, that digital marketing will give you more money in less time. We're again on the same topic. No, it will not give the same amount to everyone.
Not everyone.
Not everyone.
But one who is trying to put more effort.
See, if there are two persons who are pouring in their heart for the work, right? They're doing some really fantastic jobs. So the probability of a person growing in the gig economy is more compared, right, to a traditional job person. Just that the probability is higher. In 5 of the 10 odds, a job person will grow, and in maybe 7 of 10 odds, the freelancer will grow, right? If they are doing really good work, they are exceptionally well at what they are doing. These are the numbers. Definitely, a higher hand is there. But having said that, again, there are some companies who will give you enormous growth in terms of career, in terms of hierarchy, in terms of salary, right? Even in a traditional job.
But you said that there are very few companies like that.
There are 2% companies.
2%.
Most companies have very flat hierarchy structure, right? Very rigid as an organization.
They need the number of years.
And I won't say that it's a bad reasons, right? The hierarchy, the structure has been made so that when a large number of people work there, right, there is an overall efficiency in the function of organization. See, as a freelancer, you just have to think about yourself. As a large enterprise, you have to think about 10,000 employees working for you. It cannot be intent-based. There has to be a process for that, which is required. Otherwise, the organization will collapse. So I won't say that it's an organization's fault or their inefficiency, but definitely some changes can be introduced. The HR personnel can use their creativity and their passion to bring out these changes. But definitely these structural barriers exist in the traditional job market.
A little more probability of...
In freelancing, there is a little higher probability you can do that.
If you are willing to put the work, of course.
And that's what all this buzz is all about in the market. Right? Everyone wants to become a freelancer now.
Yeah, because some individuals are putting in a lot of work and growing really fast.
Yeah. It's not all about work also. There are other factors, how well you are at communication, how professional you are.
Yeah, let's get into it. What do you think is the most important skill in your career?
In a career or in a freelancing
career? Both, overall.
So see, first is your hard skills. If you're into software development, you should be knowing programming, right? So hard skill sets, every job has a requirement. You must have that. So when we are saying there are 10 people working in a job profile, I assume that all of them have the hard skills with them. Now what will differentiate one from the other, the top 1% from the rest of the 99%, is the soft skill. How well you are at communication, how well you are at understanding the other person's view, how empathetic you are, what leadership quality you possess, how professional you are, right? How well you are able to control your emotions, thoughts, right? how conscious you are, right? Whether you have the ability to say no professionally or not, that's really important, right? Even in a traditional job or a freelancing thing. And I have personally learned this a very hard way, right? So these are some skill sets which you need. So hard skills to mandatory ho gaya, hard skills to hona hi hai, right? And then on top of that you need soft skills, right? Which are the accelerator or the boost, or what do you call it, catalyst, ठीक है, to your career growth. तो वो तो I mean that's non negotiable, वो तो होना चाहिए if you are looking for that top 1% thing.
What do you think, how much role does the soft skills play in comparison to hard skills?
The role is very limited. It will act as a catalyst. Catalyst to what? The existing base of hard skill sets. So no matter how phenomenal I am at my soft skill area, how good a communicator I am, right? If I have to perform at a production factory where I have to do some, casting jobs, and I don't know about it, there is no way I can grow there, right? Because I lack the hard skill sets. I don't know how to run that machine. What will I do with my soft skills? So once you are at a equal level with others, right, at par with your competitors
in the hard skills,
competitors भी नहीं बोलेंगे, at par with your average in the industry requirement hard skill set wise, right? Now to grow from there to the top 1%, it's all about the soft skills, which has different skill sets I talked about. So उसका उतना role है, simple.
In How to Win Friends and Influence People, they have written that in the most technical jobs like engineering, the amount of growth that these communication skills have is at least around 80% of your success depends on your soft skills.
That's very well.